My goodness, we're live. Howard Stern versus Jerry Seinfeld. Is that happening? We're going to go live today and welcome. We're going to talk Howard Stern on this date. We're going to look back at music and we're going to wait for folks to come in and we're going to talk to you, the people. It's been a while and I blame myself, but if you're watching live, thank you. We'll let some of you folks join in. If you're watching later, you'll get to see all the comments that come in and we have a nice discussion with the folks that come in. But it's been a while. It's May 13th and we're live. We're going to talk baseball. We're going to talk, well, whatever the people want to talk about. That's what we do here. So if you're joining us for the first time, I thank you and I appreciate it. Hopefully some of our favorite people come through here and say hello. And I started a little early today, so they might be joining a little bit late, but you never know. And we might not get anybody to show up. And in that case, then we'll just cut down. But hello, let's say hello to this is where I have to go to the glasses and say hello. Hello, Heavy. Heavy is first. Congratulations to Heavy. So now if you're watching here live, we'll be discussing whatever you want to talk about, as always. And if you're watching on tape, you can see what we talked about and you'll see the comments come through and you'll see what we do here. So if you want to join live, I'm going to try to do these again twice a week and just set your reminders and set your notifications. And that's how this will work out so you can come and join and talk about the things that I'm going to talk about. And today I did listen a little bit to the Stern Show, so we can talk about that. I think the big news over the weekend was that Jerry Seinfeld had to walk back some comments about Howard, and that was kind of interesting. Evidently, Jerry called right away. Howard, I'm so sorry. But that's what happened today on the show a little bit, and we had what did we have? We had a little bit of Howard's mom's impression, so we did a little bit of mom. Oh, Howard! It just goes on and on. I don't know of folks that are interested in hearing all that. But that's sort of what happened on the show, and we can talk about more about that. But there's Lance. What's up? Hello, Lance. Nothing. Nothing is up. And I'll give an update on Sparky right now. The dog, my co-host, is doing fine. Fourth blood transfusion. I think that happened the last time I came here live. But the transfusion seemed to work. He's regenerating, and we go to the doctor on Friday. So good luck to Sparky. Hello, King. Phillies start pounding on the Mets tonight. All right, so let's take a look at that game and see. I bet that's going to happen. I think the Mets are not that good, but let's go to the MLB app here and take a look and see who we got on the mound. So Sanchez versus Manaea. We got two lefties. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the Phillies are going to go. Let's take a look at what's been going on with the Phillies. Now the Phillies swept the Padres. Didn't have the greatest weekend, but they're 8-2 in their last 10. They've only lost one in a row, so that's good. The Mets are 4-6 in their last 10. They are 8 back of the Phillies. Let's just for fun. Let's look at the wild card, shall we? Well, we're here, and we can talk about the Cardinals. Cardinals are only 4.5 back in the wild card. Now they're only behind the Reds, the Pirates, the Giants, the Diamondbacks, the Nats, and the Mets, and the Padres for that last spot. So that's very simple for the Cardinals. But the Mets are one game out of the wild card spot. Hello, Lance. I was first 23 minutes ago. Playa. Oh, you tell him, Lance. Lance likes to come in and bogart the chat, and I love that because we need people to come in and say that and say hello and be here all the time. And Lance is here all the time. He is a super chatter. Oh, speaking of, if you're interested in that, and when people come in, we'll talk more. But we have super chat enacted, and we also have super thanks, and we have memberships. So if you come to this channel and you look at the interviews that we do, I'll just tell you, right? You know what? Normally I don't like to tell you who I'm trying to work on and set up, but I'm having conversations with Mancow, and Mancow is we're trying to figure out a time and place for Mancow to be my next interview. But guess what? It's not easy. This is not easy stuff, and he seems a little strange, so we'll see what happens. Go Sparky, says Lance. Yes, Sparky, my co-host, who's enjoying a nice nap, so I didn't want to wake him up for the live stream. But again, welcome in if you're just joining, and I appreciate you coming here. We're talking about Howard on this date. We're going to look at music on this date. We're going to talk sports on this date. As you can see already, King came in, King 5150 Ed, which is got to be a tribute to Mr. Eddie Van Halen. By the way, I just bought tickets to see the Foo Fighters in Cincinnati. I'm looking forward to that. Going to Great American Ballpark. For some reason, just the last 2 years, they have skipped over St. Louis. They haven't done a lot of shows in America, but I had to see some Foo Fighters this summer at some point. So it was either go to Minneapolis, which I'd have to fly. I wasn't really looking forward to that, but in Minneapolis. We could have gone to New York. They are playing in Fenway, but not a lot of tickets available at Fenway. So we're seeing the Foo Fighters in Cincinnati. My wife will be seeing for the first time. I don't think she's looking forward to it. But for me getting to go to the Foo Fighters in Cincinnati, we're gonna go see Janet Jackson. Ugh, Janet Jackson. I've avoided this concert for so many years, but looks like I have to go see Janet Jackson. But then we got drunk on the deck and we got tickets to Bush, and we got tickets to Limp Bizkit. So yes, R.I.P. Taylor Hawkins. Yeah, obviously haven't seen the band since they've not been with Taylor, and I'm surprised they just sort of jumped right back on the touring train with a new drummer. But it seems like Josh from what band is he from? No shit, I can't remember. Anyway, it sounds like he's doing a nice job. King says saw Mammoth, Wolfgang Van Halen last weekend. That band is incredible. Check them out if you can. Yeah, I brought that up, King, because I think did Dave Grohl just have like some sort of prank that he played on Wolfgang? I'm not sure, but I thought that's why, and that's what made me think of my summer concert series that's coming up this year. Limp Bizkit is killing it, says Lance. All right, so now I liked Limp Bizkit back in the day, back in college. A little nookie, could and break stuff, and just many, many great hits. I just did watch his YouTube. I watched on YouTube, right here on YouTube, one of his performances from this tour that he's on, and it looks fun. My wife was excited, and Corey Feldman's going to be there, so we'll have a good time. And looking forward to seeing Limp Bizkit. Oh, Al C, nice. I'm pretty sure the Pixies are also touring the Midwest and East. So I hope you have a great time. He said, thank you, Al. I appreciate that. I'm not a giant fan of the Pixies, so probably we'll skip that. I do just basically see bands that I've known for years and I know their catalog. Again, wouldn't really, wasn't really planning on seeing Limp Bizkit, but we're gonna do it. And then Bush, I've skipped many times. I think they've been here probably 4 times in the last 10 years, and I've skipped that. But the wife really likes them, so we're going to see them. The child loves Tyler, the Creator, and this will be his first chance to see him. We're going to get to see him in Lollapalooza. So this is going to be quite a summer, and it is exciting. I like summertime concerts, so I am looking forward to that. Hello, King. Wolf was playing a solo on the side of the stage, and Dave Grohl was pretending to play it. Ah, right. So that's probably what I saw, so thank you for that. And Lance has never got into the Pixies. My brother is. All right. Well, that's good. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not into the. I probably can't even name a song. I know that they're a big band. Now there was a band playing at Lollapalooza that was supposed to be exciting, but again, pretty generic. Now we'll be seeing Aerosmith. They did go ahead and reschedule, and I would have liked to get my money back. To be honest, I don't know what that's going to be like, but this is their last tour supposedly. Last time we saw him, it was Las Vegas on the side of the stage. It was a good time, so I can't complain. I'm looking forward to that, but it was quite the price tag again. Spending a lot of money on concerts, but you know what? How long are we gonna live, right? How long are we gonna frickin' live? Sparky's up there, struggling for his life. Now he's doing fine. Thanks for asking. But life is well, we're not gonna get into that. But thank you for everybody coming in and saying hello. And again, we're just starting up here, so if you haven't seen this is we go back and look at things that happened on this date on the Howard Stern Show. We talk sports, we talk music. I look back at things that happened on this date. It's Stephen Colbert's birthday. Never got him. Never understood Stephen Colbert. And my politics probably don't line to his. Although I don't have a stance on politics, but they definitely don't. I don't find him funny. It's also Dennis Rodman's birthday, and one of my all-time favorite songs, "Superstition," written by Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder today was born in 1950. That would make him 74, I think, right? 50? I don't know. My Aunt Cindy, who's probably on here, she was born in 1950. I know that. It's weird that I know that. I'm sort of like, I got a little touch of Asperger's and autism, I think, because I remember weird dates and shit like that. But Aunt Cindy was born in 1950, the same year as Stevie Wonder. But happy birthday to Stevie Wonder, born on this date. Lena Dunham, a stern person who's always on the show, she was born today too, 1986. Not a fan of hers. And Harvey Keitel. He showed his wee-wee in a movie, did he not? I believe he did. I don't know what movie that was, but hello there. Let's see what Ross Dogs is saying. You should have had Jack Clark and Don Dinkinger on. That's funny you mentioned that. On my show, I was just going through some stuff today to do a little show and tell, and this picture came up, and look at that. I mean, this is the worst call in baseball history. This is the Don Dinkinger call that is being referred to there by King. And I've had Jack Clark on my program. I've never interviewed Don Dinkinger. But this is, I was just, like I said, I was going to do a little show and tell today. And this is what I'm showing today. The play in the 1985 World Series. Now, of course, a lot of Cardinal fans say, well, they stole the World Series. You know, other things. That you first of all score more than one run. Darryl Porter has to make that play on a pass ball. Jack Clark needs to make the catch over in foul territory. And Andy Van Slyke has to throw out a runner. So many things could have happened, but it didn't. But thank you, Ross. Jack Clark has been on my program, and maybe I'll get him back. He lives here, and I'm a huge fan of Jack's. Trace Dace, I caught autism from a drinking fountain. Is that possible? Can that happen? Is that true? I'd like to look into that. I don't think that happened, but thank you for coming in. Nick, hello. Who is your favorite St. Louis athlete interview? Well, that's a good question. I'm going to have to come back to that. Interview. I liked that I got the chance to know Albert Pujols. I wouldn't say it was the best interview, but the fact that we had a cordial thing going there. Let me think. Give me some name. Anyway, I'll come back to that because it's funny. Who is my favorite St. Louis athlete interview? Well, Brett Hull. If we're going to say St. Louis athlete, Brett Hull was the best, is still the best, and will always be the best. When he was playing, he didn't give a shit, said whatever came to mind, and now he drinks a little bit, and his interviews are even better. So I'll go with that. Todd Worrell says, Ross Dog's Broken Spirit, that's who is there. Show your wife. Lance, calm down. No, we're not doing that here. Not showing the wife. Ross says, my version is the umpire who made the Jeffrey Mayer call. That's right. So the Yankees and Orioles, and Jeffrey came over like this. Now that play would not happen because of instant replay, but back then, yes, that is what happened with Jeffrey Mayer and the Orioles. That was a big brawl, too. Didn't those guys brawl? Heavy says the Colbert Report was good back when Stephen Colbert was not being himself. Okay. So I remember him, everybody saying he was playing a character. I never watched the show, so I should probably be not as hard on him as I am. But I feel like the late night guy is the same guy. I don't know the character, so. But thank you for coming in and talking here. Heavy, Ross's dog Spirit. His favorite interview was Tommy Herr. Herr turned Brad onto Jesus. I don't know what that means, Ross. But I did enjoy Tommy Herr. He didn't say much during the interviews, but thank you. Andy C., love your interviews, man. Keep it up. Well, thank you, Andy. We love positivity here, although you don't have to be positive, but I will read everything, and we'll just kind of go as we go here. Lance, Brett was a beast. Brett Hull is a great answer. Thank you. Yeah, Brett is the best St. Louis interview that you could possibly have at any time. But back when he was playing, especially when Keenan was around, that was quite fun. So once again, if you're just coming in, thank you. We're live here today. It's Monday. I usually start around 4 Central, 5 Eastern. I try to do these on Mondays, and another day during the week I schedule them. We talk sports, we talk pop culture. I ask thank you, we talk about my dog, whatever else you guys want to talk about, I come in and we say hello. I also come in because sometimes people go, Brad, we love that you do this. Here's a super chat, and here's a super thanks. I want to be a member. So if you're watching live, you can do that. If you're watching on tape, and you can see the comments coming through, and this is what we do when we go live. So if you have any questions or comments. And sometimes I just go back and I take a look at what I've got. You know, today I was just playing around and just going, what can I show the people today? And my favorite song of all time, and I remember when I got this record, it's the Safety Dance. And I have the record, The Men Without Hats. Now what is that label? Let's see, Boardwalk or Backstreet MCA Records. But yeah, I bought this record when I was a child. Because of the video, with the little people. Can't say that word that they say there. Then my collection got worse because I bought that. I think my dad bought this. Actually, I bought that. Like, that's a fun song. Fun story about this song, though. Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. I have the record here. Look at that. The sleeve. This is a clean-looking record right there. Mercury Records. That's a good-looking B-side. Wild in the Streets. Living on a Prayer. So when I went to, what did I go to? Was it a Catholic school at this point when this song came out? You could bring a record in, and everybody was bringing in the songs of the day. And of course, I had a weird taste. I brought in "Keep Your Hands to Yourself" by Georgia Satellites, but "Living on a Prayer," this chick Dawn brought in, and the teacher's like, "I don't know, can we play that? Living on a Prayer, is that going to be weird?" Like, now, they're probably bringing in WAP and they're playing that, but there was some controversy over "Living on a Prayer" being played at the day of music class. So, speaking of, and I like going there. Hello, Andy. It was, if he was still being an A-list actor, what would you like to see the actor star in? I'm guessing we're talking about Eric. Yes, Eric the actor. Reindeer Games? My wife's watching that. I'm not. Let's see. What would I want to see him in? I'd like to see him fly with balloons. Don't we all want to? By the way, I have products, and I saw one. I should have put it in there. There's somebody selling like a statue of Eric flying with balloons. But Eric, what would I want to see him act in? These are so tough. I'll get to that next question in a second. What would I like to see him act in? He would have been great in Barbie. Wouldn't he have been great in Barbie? Baby Reindeer, is that the name of the show? Okay. So my wife started watching these Netflix shows. Like, evidently, so all the Netflix shows, they start off kind of, normal, and then something gay happens or something weird. There's like a woman that's dressed like a man or something. There's something strange, and that's what's happening in that show. And she's like, "Oh, you should watch this." I'm like, "Pass." What's up with Artie? Don't know. So I was told, or I heard that something was going to happen with him, and he'd be kind of coming back out and saying hello. And so we'll be waiting for him because I believe we're getting closer to the day that Artie Lange will be joining and saying hello to everybody, and maybe he'll join us here. Let's hope. Thank you for the LOL. So again, safety dance, right? Anybody fans of Men Without Hats? A Canadian. I would interview Ivan, the lead singer. Also, I've got a bunch of Nutri-Grain bars down here today. If you're interested in some Nutri-Grain bars, this is the best one, the apple cinnamon. I also got my collection of baseball cards. Today I was tagged on Twitter, or someone tagged me about my Mark McGwire interview, which you can see. But the first card I saw today was my what year is this? Let's take a look. 1976 Topps Johnny Bench. Now, if you've seen my channel, this is the reason why I have a channel and why I got money for this channel. Because I did an interview with Johnny Bench back in 1996, and he yelled at me. But let's talk Stern. People are here to talk, right? Or we're here to talk about whatever you want to talk about. That's what I do. I come here and I talk about whatever you want to talk about. We talked about the show. Thank you, Mike. Fire, he says. Fire! Is that for Artie or Eric the actor? Anyway, thank you for coming in. Hello, King. Baskin Robbins called. They said they're down to 5 flavors. You ate all the ice cream. Hello, ice cream. Are you having a good time down there? That was amazing. That Norm just started laughing during that scene. I really was so sad when Norm passed. I still watch his stuff. I love the longer he's been gone, the more his legend is growing. As OJ passed, you saw all the people bringing back Norm jokes. Norm was my favorite comedian. I love a Norm talk, and I love Eric the actor talk. Down, not found. Yes, King, we got to work on that. You got to work on those fat fingering when you're typing away there. Ack, says Al. Hello. Ranja King, Stern will never be the Stern we love again. No, I agree with that. I've gotten in trouble. People are like, don't be mad about the show, or don't talk bad about the show, so I won't. It's so bad, though. What happened? What happened to the show? I'm doing my Dana Carvey, Joe Biden. What happened? What happened? You whisper the second one. Top Shelf Licka, Ganji voice. Wouldn't that be Gorilla voice or TRACEY voice? Anyway. Let's see, Ross. Brad, I won't be in your chat tomorrow. I can't. I'm just throwing up or shitting. I don't know if I get some antibiotics in me. I'll see a doctor at 4 a.m. I'll try to make the last hour. Okay, I'll see you later, man. Al, I fell asleep to the to a compilation last night. Yeah, I watch a ton of Norm stuff. YouTube is wonderful for that. Thank you, YouTube, for having me. Dab Javlika. All right, King, got that one. Miss the Wack Pack, says Mike. Yeah, I mean, what do you miss the most from the program these days? You know what I miss? I miss Fred and sound effects. Fred's sound effects were so important to the program, and they're not there anymore. And that to me is one of the big things. I mean, Wack Pack I could do without, whatever. I liked it, but Fred just having goofy sound effects and was on point with all of them. That's what I miss the most. But we can talk that right now. By the way, I always like to go on this date, and just looking back. By the way, May 13th, 2004, on this date. If you were listening to the Stern Show, so if we were here at 4 o'clock, we would have been listening to day 2 of them in Las Vegas. And this is the day of the, they started talking about Artie's gambling losses. This is the Vegas trip that Artie lost his mind. I think this is the first time we see Artie in his real light, where he's just completely hammered. But that's how they start. Then we have the Miss Butterface contest, which is Ralph at his best, and I think the show at its best. If you saw it, it was incredible television. Obviously not great radio, but man, whoever picked the contestants were right on point there. So that's what happened on this date, May 3rd. Oh, by the way, so yeah, this is all in the same show. So we had Artie talking about his gambling losses, Miss Butterface. We had Bango. I don't remember that. And then we had Blackjack for a new rack. So 3 days in Vegas. Let me get back to the comments here and just see what everybody's saying. Hello, Mike, Bigfoot, and Jeff the Drunk. Yeah, I love Jeff the Drunk. Ross, I missed the Jackie laughs during the news tragedies. That laugh would make you laugh. Like any... Anyway. It's just Robin and Stern now. Everyone else is gone. No, yeah. I mean, they're there, but they don't. Their microphones aren't hot, so there's no Fred coming in. I mean, you have to pop in, I guess. It's just not. It's not good. But thank you, Ganja. Nick S. could go for some hash browns. I don't know what that is. Should I know what that is? All right, I should know. Andy, I wonder if John would agree that Howard jumped the shark. Elliot Offen is someone else that was mentioned. Speaking of Jump the Shark, I'm liking this because we're kind of weaving here. But if I go back on this date in 2002, John Hine from Jump the Shark came in. John Hine. And this, I believe, was his first time on the show. This is from Mark Friggin, of course. May 13th, 2002, this guy, John Hine from jumptheshark.com, which is a site where people vote on where their favorite shows went bad, blah, 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 blah. John came in to talk about TV Guide's 50 Best Special. Anyway, and then Beetlejuice came in. So talking about Wack Packers, we had John Hine followed by Beetlejuice. It's like a best of show, but it's like this is what happened on this date. I was surprised that John Hine became, I mean, he went from a guy who wrote a book and had probably made a lot of money, and then now he's part of the show. Here's Ross. Whenever the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man came out, they spent 30 minutes making fun of how much Ralph was into it, complete with plenty of lispy impersonation radio gold. Yep, I kind of remember that. Al, no, everyone, top 4, is still or there, Ganja King. They tend to do it over Zoom or something now. It's definitely different for sure. Not the same, but the man is approaching 80. Give the man a break. I mean 70, says Al. Remember the Mr. Skin stuff? Creepometer was pegged on that dude. Yeah, I just thought he was doing a service, old Mr. Skin, and I really enjoyed but he, you know what, I think he still does it too, right? I mean, I don't think he's clearly not on the show, Mr. Skin, anymore. But he's still doing fast forwarding to the good parts. I think in his vocabulary, I don't know if he wrote all that stuff, but the different words he had for body parts, Mr. Skin was a true talent. I was actually thinking about having him on this program. Maybe I still will. I got to put that. Let's put that in the. Would you guys like to hear from Mr. Skin? See what he's up to. I'm going to put him on my list of people that we would like to reach out to. I reached out to a bunch of folks over the last couple weeks. I haven't heard back from any of them except for Man Cow. So maybe Mancow will be on here. Ross, Brad boldly claimed he beat John Hines' BJ record when he had Danny Cox. Brad boldly claimed he beat John Hines' BJ record when he had on Danny Cox. Ross, come on. Let's be funnier. Come on. Let's be funnier. Let's be better. Okay, but I get it. I know the John Hines. No. Richard and Sal's prank calls. This sounds like something Mike is missing the most. Yeah, those were funny. I think they did a good job with those. I also think that whoever was vetting them, because I'm sure they did a bunch of them, and they picked out the best ones. But Tradio did usually make me laugh. I enjoyed Tradio. Reach out to Jan. So Jan, ETM's handler, has been on this program, and I got to put him on my list too. And what would you like me to ask Jan if I had him on? I've had him on once. He was in his car, and it didn't go as great as I hoped, but people enjoyed it. And I know that Jan has... Jan does a lot of caretaking. And he was caretaking for his parents, and I think his father was in some bad health. But I think he's quite the fella. Like, that's what he does. I don't know how people can do that. But yes, I would have Jan. Again, you can go back and take a look at the archives. Of course, I've been posting best ofs and clips, because that's what we do on YouTube here. We post clips. And I'll put one of those out there here soon where you can hear from Jan. Hopefully you've been enjoying just seeing some of the older interviews I've done. Repurposed is what I like to call it. And once again, thank you for coming in live. I basically just talk to the people, ask what they want to see on the channel. Let's talk some Stern stuff. We talk sports and music. And here's a picture of me with Cardinal Hall of Famers, and only Ozzy is still alive. Is this the saddest thing ever? Bruce Sutter, Lou Brock, Whitey Herzog, and Ozzie Smith, and there's Brad. So I think my first fantasy camp. And I'm so sad. Whitey just passed recently. Bruce Sutter was the first to go. Lou Brock lost his leg. Very sad. Anyway, back to the stuff. So I do super chats. I do super thanks. I've had people come in and talk about that and help me out with that. Sometimes I beg for those because Sparky is getting expensive, like my co-host, who is asleep right now, but doing well. Thank you for asking. And but I appreciate people who come in and do that. Ask him if Eric finally got down his 9 times tables. Okay. Ever had on, I don't know, I'm not going to say that. Let's see. I'm missing some of these. Let me make sure I'm not missing. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. All right. Stern didn't get the bit Norm was doing in the infamous roast where he was reading some super dated jokes at the time. I just listened to it and Stern was saying he didn't get it, but it's classic. That's because Norm is great and Stern is a fraud. This man is for the birds, Norm would say on that. Ask him if, okay, I read that. Bruce Sutter passed. How bad of a deal did the Braves give him? So Bruce Sutter, if people don't remember, was a Cardinal. And then Ted Turner signed him to like a 5-year, and at that time, $20 million deal. It was like one of the richest deals ever. And unfortunately, Sutter had been like Whitey, just threw him every game. He threw 3 innings a night. And once he got to Atlanta, it wasn't as good. But by the way, one of the funniest human beings ever. He taught me this phrase. I'm sure someone else has said it, but just in the middle of a day, just said, Brad, just got one piece of advice for you: never trust a fart. Love Bruce Sutter, and that's my tribute to him. Did Eric really believe in werewolves? All right, we can check with Jan on that. I'm writing all this down. Thank you for coming and asking these questions. Again, I appreciate that. And again, we're here live. We talk about people that you want to see on this program and me interview. If you've been a fan of the channel, you've subscribed for years, you see that I just post interviews with folks that used to work on the show or are part of the show. But we're continuing to try to do that. And if you're new, thanks for coming. Make sure you subscribe, turn on the notifications. We go live once or twice a week, usually on Mondays, and then we'll try to go again sometime during the week, and I'll let people know in a post, or hopefully that'll work out. Lance, it's the same bullshit, and he yells so much. Dave, that is. Dave, it's the same bullshit, and he yells too much. Dave, that is. Is that Foo Fighters? Are we back to Foo Fighters, Lance? You're going to have to help me out with that one. No, you're wrapping. I'm not wrapping up. No, we're only a half hour in, and we haven't hit the total that I like to get to. We're just starting. I haven't even read more. I haven't even gone on the top songs on this date, which is one of my favorite things to do. So we're not wrapping up, just so you say that. But no, you're wrapping up. But what about Johnny Fratto Jr.? Now, is he alive? And is that Johnny Fratto's son? Because I believe, didn't Johnny Fratto pass? But I will put him in there. And what would you like me to ask him? You know what to do? Ask him what to do? you know what to do. Eric was the best. What a nut. Oh, Eric. Foo Fighters, Bee Gees album is amazing. I have heard some of those songs. I do like that they do that. I'm just looking at my email now. Waiting to see if I can work some MLB work this weekend. I'm going to be at the ballpark, Cardinals and Boston Red Sox, and I might be there Sunday, as the MLB has put their Sunday games on Roku. Some of their Sunday games. Where was I going? What was I doing? I was going to look at some songs, or I was going to check back on this date. Let's see, what else we got? What else we got on this date? Oh, in 1999, this is the week that Dana Plato killed herself. And I don't remember this happening, but it's like one of the biggest search terms ever, Howard Stern, Dana Plato. So Dana Plato was on the show from Different Strokes. This is 1999. And then was talking about her sobriety. And evidently didn't sound real good. Like, she sounded bad, and then she killed herself like the next day. And then a lot of people were blaming Howard because they thought he was exposing her. Exposing her? What is the word? What's going on? I can't think of the word. Anyway, Dana Plato. Let me get back to the comments here. Could you get Elliot off and on? Yeah, I don't know how to get a hold of Elliot. Does anyone else know how to get a hold of Elliot? I don't. Lance was talking about Dave Grohl. Chip is asking for Artie Lange. I'm going to try. As soon as, trust me, I've asked. I've met Artie. Well, actually, I've hung out with Artie a couple times. I didn't do the whole, I wasn't like late night with him. Okay, just so we're on the, but he always had that joke about walking to St. Louis. And he had some fun times here. So hopefully we will get Artie on. Damn, that was a classic episode. I'm assuming we're talking, I don't know which one we're talking about here, but these years in the late 90s and early 2000s, you just look at him and you go, my God, that was a good show. You look now and it's like Joe Biden and fan feedback. But yes, heavy. All right, dark question. What do you think happens with Howard 100 and 101 when Howard retires? Will they run old shows forever? I would think, I don't know. See, they would probably have to pay Howard, right? And I don't know if they want to pay him anymore. That's a good question. Let me know what you guys think. You think what will happen to Howard 101 and Howard 100 when Howard's contract comes up here at the end? They were definitely grilling her about the substance abuse. That's right. This is Dana Plato we're talking about. You should reach out to Alessa Jordan, Benji's old girlfriend, and get the real scoop. Yeah, and I think isn't she in some trouble? So I don't know if she's really doing interviews right now, but she was beating up her boyfriend. And I don't really know her I don't know much about her. That's kind of when I stopped listening, to be honest. And I saw that she was on TMZ beating up her boyfriend. Did anyone let WATP this is going on? Hello, Big Papa Rock. What is WATP? I don't know what that is, but welcome in. Hello. Lance remembers that. I have Bigfoot's number if you want him on. I'm serious, too. He calls my brother for money all the time. He does. Okay. I'll give... here's the pitch with Brad at gmail.com is my email. So just jump there or over there, and I would love to I'll put Bigfoot on my list over here. Here's the pitch with Brad at gmail.com is the email. I'm putting him on the potential list. You guys want to see me interview Bigfoot? It is? What is his deal? Does anybody know what's going on with him? I don't know what's going on. Ask Beetlejuice to spell red. Red. C-A-T. I just posted an interview that I did with Bobby, his manager, and I've been trying to get Bobby back on here, and Beetlejuice. Evidently, Beetle's doing pretty good, though, so that's good to hear. But this is, again, what we do here. I like to reset and say thank you for coming. If you're just joining, this is our live chat where I take questions from the audience. We go back and look at moments from the show, of the Howard Stern Show. We talk about the show that was on today. We look at sports and music, and I show my records. What other baseball cards? Let's just, because I got some baseball cards here. Let's see here. We got this old Randy Johnson from the Fleer 1990 collection. Yeah, he's now taking photographs and stuff. What else do I got here? Let's see. These are all cards I thought, oh man, this is gonna be one that gives me a lot of money. Like, look at this Roger Clemens. Oh, it's all bent up and shit, but in the 1985 tops, 1986 tops. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Let me see if I can find a fun one here. Let's see if I can find a good one. I got this old Reggie Jackson one. There's a good one right here. 1971 Reggie. Young Reggie with the A's. We got future star Bo Jackson. The great Bo Jackson. But yeah, this is what we do. So let me get back to the chat. Sorry here. Yeah, just saw the Bobby interview. Get him back on. Thank you, Al. I appreciate that. Hey now, says Callie. Welcome in. By the way, I like to do a roll call. It's a little late. But sometimes we get to talk about where people are from, and we get to say hello and learn about their country or their state. We learned about Rhode Island from Lance, and some folks from California were on last time. So if you got something fun. Steve Langford was on the Shuli show. Oh, wow, you guys would be a classic interview. I have interviewed Steve Langford, so you can check back, but he is in my queue to repost and repurpose some of the best moments from that interview. So if you subscribe to the channel, you'll see me and Steve Langford. Steve was not on the best connection. I blame myself for that. I should have told him, but this was early on, back when I started this channel, so I wasn't going to be like, Steve, how about we switch it up? But Steve Langford is Mutt Langford. You know, I was reading some comments about Steve Langford. I love that he just he didn't change his character, and it wasn't a character, but he stayed in character. So maybe we'll try to get. I've asked Steve to come back on. He has not accepted, but we'll see. I mean, what is he up to these days, right? And now I know you're gonna ask Lisa G. Lisa G has turned me down many times. He does not want to talk about the cookie party. Does not want to talk about her book. Does not want to talk about the roll call. So again, if you're watching live, you can see me just kind of discussing this stuff with the folks here. If you're watching on tape, I show you the comments and what we do when we go live, so you might want to join, and make sure you subscribe over here because the comments are over there, and that's what we do. High Pitch Eric, phone ETM. You know, I asked High Pitch Eric to be on the program, and he blocked me. So no High Pitch Eric. I've been living in Oaxaca, Mexico for the past 11 months. Is that on purpose, or are you working there? What's going on, Al? But and how's Mexico? Is it the warm part? Is it the nice part with the beautiful oceans and stuff? 1984. You know, I like to do the number one song. The number one song was Hello by Lionel Richie. Number 2 was Hold Me Now by the Thompson Twins. I don't think we want to go through the whole top. I'll do that neek week. But I do like to see who knocked who off. So Hello on this date was the number 1 song for the third week in a row. And the next week, Let's Hear It for the Boy moves into number 1. Hello replaced Against All Odds. So Hello had 3 weeks at the number 1 spot. Now 1985, let's talk about this real quick. Real quick. Number 1 song on this date, only 1 week it was at number 1. But it is one of my all-time favorite damn songs, and it's from a movie, Breakfast Club. Don't You Forget About Me, Simple Minds. This date, number 1 song in 1985, it replaced Crazy For You by Madonna, and then Wham. By the way, I saw a wonderful David Spade joke about Wham that I just can't stop laughing at. Maybe I'll put it in the chat. Going back to the chat, who's High Pitch? This is Kelly Clarkson. This just in, just some of the stories we're working on, the Howard 100 News. I was thinking about Sour Shoes again today because he was, we were conversating, and I think he's one of my all-time favorites. If you ask me, like, who's your favorite, like, whack packer or side person, Sour Shoes and I think could be friends. I walk around the house just singing songs. Doing the Casey Kasem voice. I think Sour Shoes and I have, we might have been separated at birth. Big fan of Sour Shoes. Clemens misremembers getting in the Hall of Fame. That's right. Lance, of course, Roger Clemens was on Capitol Hill and had some issues that day. You got to get Goodstein on. Goodstein has been on. Then go split screen with Gary Garver and let the sparks fly. I've had Gary Garver on. Have not had them both on, and I don't think Doug is interested in doing that. But we'll see. Can you get Sanjaya on in the Eric the? I can't. I don't know what you're saying there, Mike. But Sanjaya, I did look for Sanjay. I gotta be honest. I wanted to have Sanjay on this show, and I don't know how to get a hold of him. I think he's like working in a sandwich shop or something, but I could not get a hold of him. But I thought Sanjay would be a fun interview. Going back to the phone and putting that back in, and I did. I did try to contact Sanjay because I loved when they did that. I really do believe that Howard. I mean, there's a lot of times where Howard takes credit for stuff that he clearly didn't have anything to do with. But I do think he was a big part of why Sanjay was doing so well in American Idol. And so we'll try to get him on. Al, yeah, I'm working on my debut postmodern novel. But anyways, Elliot, I don't know what that's about, Al. I like these where I have to try to figure out what you're talking about. Thank you, Callie. LMAO, of course. Does Baba Booey still work on the Stern Show? Mike asked. Yes, he does. He was on this afternoon or this morning. I don't think he's the producer. Well, I guess he is. He's the executive producer, but he doesn't really book or do anything. He's just like a talent. But he did talk about trying to get Biden on the show, and that was his thing. Hi, hello, ANH Vo. That looks like you're from somewhere exotic. Again, sometimes we do roll call and see where people are from, so I like to say hello and thank you. And again, if you're just joining or if you've left and you've come back, again, thank you for joining. So if you've seen this channel, I do a lot of stuff with the Stern Show, but on the live stream here, we like to talk sports and pop culture and talk about what's going on the show now and what's going on later, and then talk about my channel, see what you want to see on this channel. I talk about that I have super chats and super thanks because those are available, and if you're a big fan of this channel, you should hit them right now and say thanks, Brad. Thank you. Appreciate you doing this. You can be a member of the channel, and we'll get you some perks, some free stuff, and some stuff that other people can't see. And also have products, so you can go click on the product pages, and I have my own shirts. Look in the description. So all that to tell you, if you've never been here, thank you. But set notifications, hit the like button, throw a comment in there so I can say hello to you and I can see you in my comments on the taped version of this program. What about any former Riley Martin show people? Can you locate Iran? Things of his nature. I have texted Iran. He did not want to do it at the time. I can't remember the last time I texted him. This seemingly was last summer. I'm gonna look. But because you mentioned it, I'm going to put that back as a hey. It's on my to-do list. Let's try to get Iran back on here. Well, motherfuckers. I haven't been in this chat before, but what's your thoughts on newer Stern content? I click right off if it's not from 1999 to 2009. Hello, Jamokerson. Yes, as most people who come to this know, that is when well, that's the prime listening for me as well. I stopped as soon as Artie left the show, and I don't like the show. I actually didn't like it after Artie left. Like, I know a lot of people stuck with it and hung around. There's things that happened in 2012 that I don't know about. And people are like, well, you're not a super fan. And I'm like, hey, listen, you asked me anything about 2004, 2003, I recorded the show. But once Artie left, I thought the show was going to die with Artie, even though Artie didn't die. So that is how I feel. Hello, Callie. Thank you for the prayers. Prayers? Why are we praying? But that's what we do here. Thank you, John Mokerson. Thank you. Agreed, he says. Or she. Ja Mokerson. Or is it Jam Okerson? Or is it Jamo Curson? Or is it Jamoke Urson? See, this could be anything. I could do this all day. I could read these things all day. Oh my goodness. Yaki the Tickler, says Callie. So I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. You know, when I first started this show, I was like, who else? You know what? I'm going to see what Yaki's up to. So I went to the Google and I searched Yaki, and Yaki's up to some weird shit. And not only did I not want to have him on after looking at what he was up to, I was a little worried that my search engine was going to be hijacked by Yaki. So Yaki does some weird stuff. Believe it or not, he's gotten weirder, and I'm not interested. I'm not interested in having him be part of this. Don't want anything to do with him. But thank you for asking. I did try, and I looked up Yaki at Yaki.com, but not having him on. I stuck around until about 2013. I'm only 31 years old, but when I discovered Stern on YouTube, I fell down a rabbit hole so deep. Yeah, I mean, YouTube is the best place to check out the Stern stuff, the stuff from the late '90s. I mean, you had Grillo, you had Ganji, you had Casey, you had Stuttering John, you had them all, and it was the best time. I think and then they brought in Casey and then Artie. I mean, it was it's like a rock star lineup that they had there. So yeah, Yaki was a tickler, and it was weird. And that was his fetish, is he liked tickling girls. He didn't like to do anything, and he seemed not like even into girls. Like, but it was anyway. So now, if you go look him up, it's even worse. It's a little scarier. So we've gone a good 45 minutes. That's normally how long we go. I see that the activity is, well, just pop by. I have nothing to do. I mean, I have to eat dinner here sooner or later. I'm going to have a little barbecue. We had a little Mother's Day barbecue from a place here in St. Louis called Sugar Fire. So if you're ever coming through St. Louis, Sugar Fire is pretty good stuff. Not their mac and cheese, though. Ass Napkin Ed, Debbie the Pet Lady would be interesting interviews. Yeah. I try to not do the strange folks, but Ass Napkin, I think I've actually tried to get a hold of. You know who I who I thought I was going to have on here. I was very excited about it. I really was. I thought Ham Hands Bill was going to be a special guest on the program. We had many conversations. I just love his voice. I love his act, if it's an act. And then we lost touch. So let me put that back in there too. And then Debbie the Pet Lady, I don't really know much about her. Was she newer? I thought she was older. But Robin, I want to. What does Ham Hands say? Anyway, I'm not gonna say it, but we'll let Ham Hands. Jesus Twins manager Jonathan Mendelsohn. I've looked for Jonathan Mendelsohn all far and wide and cannot find Jonathan Mendelsohn. But I'm still in conversations for 4 years now with the surviving member of the Jesus Twins, and I'm hoping he wants to be part of the program. He's said he's not ready. But I've told him it'll be very positive, and I think there's a lot of people who want to hear from him. And so if we keep up the positive momentum, we'll be able to get the surviving Jesus Twin. But Jonathan Mendelsohn is someone I have always been interested in having on this program. Going back into the comments, and my favorite is the car model girl who made weird faces. If you can find her, I'd love that. Yeah, good luck with that one, I'm sure. It's completely superfluous, Howard. I'm just reading the comments now. But is that the car model that didn't... The Nilante, or they made fun of her? I think that's the one. It's compromisable, Howard. It's compromisable. We could do this all day. I could do Jonathan Mendelsohn. Was that a character? Or was that real? I thought it was real. Like, after a while, actually all three of them. But I want to know how they hooked up. Like, was Jonathan Mendelsohn like an actor? Were they all actors? We're going to get into all that hopefully one day with the surviving member of the Jesus Twins. And that is someone I am definitely trying to get on this program. Just going back to the chat to see if I'm missing anything. It doesn't look like it. We're 48 minutes in. I love it. We had a good showing here today. Is there anything else we want to talk about? There's baseball tonight. The Cardinals are taking on the Angels. Cardinals lost 6 of 7, but pulled one off against the Brewers yesterday. I really thought they were going to lose that. I don't want them to lose because I work down there sometimes, and if they're good, I get to get more work. But I do enjoy that everyone nationally is just crapping all over them, top to bottom. Like, what a terrible lineup, and the whole system is screwed up. So one day I'd like to go do baseball chat with Cardinal fans, but this is bigger than that. We have more people. Maybe we can just do baseball. Like, I'm here to talk Phillies. I can talk Mets. I watch the Phillies every night. I'm sorry, I watch the Mets every night. I watch the Padres every night. I try to watch the Giants. I enjoy those broadcast teams. My brother is like you and does research, and Jonathan Mendelsohn is real. John Mokerson, if you can get me in touch with Jonathan Mendelsohn, please do. I would love that. Again, my email is here'sthepitchwithbrad@gmail.com. And I put that out there for anybody. I've got folks that want to be part of the program, people who send me just things that they do. I really appreciate it. It's really nice that people come and just say hello. But please get me in touch with him. I need to talk to Jonathan Mendelsohn. Which baseball team has the best stadium? Most iconic, says Callie. Well, Wrigley Field is my favorite baseball stadium and iconic. Pittsburgh has a wonderful baseball stadium. San Francisco's, I mean, the ones you always hear about. I think San Diego's is underrated. I also, I go to Busch Stadium all the time. I think it's pretty good though. I think St. Louis has a nice one. I have a thing over there. I've been to like 31 stadiums now in my lifetime. There's a few new ones I've missed. Is Crackhead Bob still alive and kicking? I can't imagine. Didn't he pass? I can't imagine. I think he passed a long time ago. But he'd be fun to have on as well. Any other baseball conversation you guys want to have? I was here early on defending Shohei Ohtani. I feel like I'm still having to defend him. I still don't think he had anything to do with the gambling. And I don't know why ESPN went kind of silent with the now I'm looking at the comments. Phone talking Yankees. Have them on. So John Boy and that group, Jake, I love them. I think it's the most. I'm jealous of them. I got to be honest. Like I think what they've done is amazing. If that's who you're talking about, and I'd like to have them on. Maybe we'll see if we can have them on and we'll talk some baseball. What are the Yankees up to? I think they're playing pretty well from what I thought. Let's take a look at yesterday. Just for fun. Who were the Yankees? Oh, they were playing the Rays. So they were playing in Tampa. That's the worst stadium. I've never even been there, but I don't ever want to go there. Yankees are the first wild card spot. 7-3. They've won one. 7-3 in their last 10. They're playing some good baseball. My Bruins are killing me again, Lance says. We're talking hockey now. Well, Matthew Tkachuk beat the shit out of your captain, and that was some wonderful hockey. But yes, the Bruins and Panthers are playing my favorite postseason hockey series so far. Everything else seems kind of formulaic, but I did watch the fights. All right. Giving Tyler Hoechlin vibes, bro. Hello, I'm the Rebel Spy. I have to look that up. I don't know who that is. I hope that's good. Is that good or bad? Tyler, I'm going to look that up. I don't even know if I should have read that. Let me just make sure. Tyler Hoechlin. There he is. Okay, no, hold on. Oh, that guy. Yeah, he's handsome. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, American actor, 36. Okay. Yeah. Look just like him. Except I can't read if I don't see the Boston guy here too, Lance, says John Mokerson. So we got Keim Bloom here, Boston guys. Keim Bloom is going to be probably the next president of baseball operations, and I know he was a Red Sox. Did you guys like him? Were you guys fans of his? Let's take a look at the Red Sox. What are they up to? They're also part of that whole wild card race there. 4-6 in their last 10. 21-19. 3 games out of the last wild card spot. Do I watch any Red Sox? I know Tyler O'Neill's been kicking ass up there, former Cardinal. I know he's probably not doing as well, but let's see. Let's keep the chat going. I miss Joey Boots. Bowie Bombs, yeah, rest in peace. Did Dan the Song Parody Man ever pay Dan Artie back? I'm guessing no. Tried to get Dan the Song Parody Man on this program as well, just in case you're wondering, and almost had him, but then he had to go do some stuff with his parents, and I haven't heard from him since. Ooh, what's about Jenny from Stuck on You with Jeff the Drunk? Yeah, I'm sure I can find her. If anybody can find her, let me know. 7.5, I don't know what that means. Only positive vibes from me. Thank you, I'm a Rebel Spy. Love Tyler O'Neill, says John Mokerson. Yeah, well, I mean, he'll get hurt here sooner or later. I mean, he just ran into some guy and caused a concussion. Who's the center fielder he ran into? Anyway, nice guy, nice fella, big guy, but can't stay healthy. Of course, he is a free agent after this year, so I'm sure he's staying healthy now. But yeah, the Cardinals are really bad, in case you're wondering. People still filing in. I appreciate the likes and the comments. Of course, you can subscribe and get notifications on this channel. I put these live chats out into my into my main feed, so you can see the comments coming through and what we do here when we go live. We just have a free-flowing conversation, and we do this once or twice a week. Maybe we'll do it 3 times a week. I'm just trying to have interactivity with the folks, the people that want to be part of the program. Is everybody okay if we shut down? Do you want to keep going? I have a couple more minutes. I have nothing else prepared. I would talk baseball with you for the rest of the night. What's your most controversial moment in baseball? Sorry for beating your Carfs twice in the series. Ugh. Well, I mean, the most controversial moment in baseball, I think if you weren't here earlier, this is it. We talked about this a little bit. Guy was clearly out. Damn it, he was clearly out. That's the 1985 World Series. Cardinals should have won that. I hate the Red Sox. Sorry about that. When's Howard doing Fart Man again? How's Hansi? Hansi, you tried contacting Hansi? No. Richard says keep going. Al says, I don't know much about baseball, but I'm here listening. Well, I appreciate that. You know, I still see people coming in. Hansi, I have not tried to contact. Now, this was one that is it Hansi or Hansi? I call him Hansi. And I don't think because I wasn't really listening a lot when he was part of the program. But I have not tried to get Hansi, whatever the hell his name is. Haven't tried to have him on. Most controversial baseball. Well, steroids, right? Don't we want steroids back in baseball? Wouldn't it be better and more fun? How many games am I watching that it's just 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out? People trying to pop up. You know what the problem is? Everyone's trying to hit home runs, but they're not on steroids. We need everybody back on steroids. I don't care about the kids. Tell the kids, hey, don't do this. Don't do what that guy's doing. It's like Charles Barkley used to say, I'm not a role model. These guys are professionals. I want them on steroids. Is Howard back in the studio? Asked Kalen. No, he is not. He only goes back if President Biden or Bruce Springsteen's there. Liam Bloom was a Bridge Years puppet for the owners. Kime Bloom was a Bridge Years puppet for the owners. Okay, that's not good. Love the Sosa Bonds interview era. So yeah, this guy just tweeted today my interview with McGwire. If you've gone to my channel, you've probably seen it. But let's see. And this pops up everywhere. This is me and McGwire.
Going back to the bed where you, no? I mean, well, it's where you played there the first time when you were at the Cardinals. I mean, you
I've already been back there before,
but
sir.
you're going back, but, I mean, is there anything?
Come on, man. You gotta think of a better question than that.
All right. Well, the offense is struggling. I mean, after the 13-4 win, what was the difference today? Obviously, Jesus pitched well.
Struggling, really? That's your assumption, the offense is struggling?
Just today, obviously today, he had some good stuff, but against Atlanta, had some problems, too.
God. Sometimes you guys don't. Do you guys watch the game very well? Have you watched all our games this year?
Yeah, but today it was tough today.
That's right. So why would you assume the offense is struggling?
Well, and the last couple against Atlanta and some of the...
That's in the past, son. The past is the past. Do you live in the past? I don't. It's over with.
I do live in the past. Well, that was from 1998, and that was Baseball's Greatest Moments tweeted that out today. Yeah, and I really enjoy that. I love the steroid era, and that was fun. I was right in the middle of it back then. Will Wiggy ever dress in blackface again? I don't think so, Richard. Let me go back here. Okay, just make sure. You can tell the difference in the show when they don't have it in studio. I agree. If you could get Artie on, could you try and get Ted on at the same time? Who was I interviewing for? So I did a public access program back then and moved on to Fox Sports Midwest after that. So I was doing my own little show just like I am right now. But this was on public access. I think I was the original podcaster. I was just doing public access out of my house and putting it out on cable. And that's who I was working for back when I was a kid. And then I moved right into Fox Sports Midwest. And the rest is history. Now I'm here just entertaining the masses of people. But thank you for asking. And I've tried to get a hold of Teddy. I have no idea where Teddy is. If anyone knows where Teddy is, I want to have him on. I really do. I've asked Tim Sabian a million times. Can you get a hold of Teddy for me? Do you know where he is? He does not. All right, so we're at the hour. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. I love the questions. Kayla Kinnison, are you actually one of the Kinnisons? It's not spelled the same, but any other questions, comments? I like to, keep you wanting more, but today was a wonderful program. I really enjoyed having this conversation. Again, subscribe. Hit the like button. Turn on the notifications so you can see when I'm going to do this. You'll see me put it maybe in the post-it. I'm fortunate I didn't burp at all once today. I'm having some real... I was going to ask the folks, the people, I got this stomach thing happening up top here. The whole house is a mess. Sparky's a mess. The stepson's got some stomach. Anyway, where was I going? Oh, I was wrapping up. He looks a bit like Richard. Yeah, McGwire does look a little like Richard Christie. Hey. Again, but thank you everybody for joining. We'll do this again this week. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have questions, please continue to come to the channel. What about Yucko? Oh, you won't let me leave, Al. Yes, I had millions of. Have you ever, Richard? Is that a Stuttering John question? I'm not going to read that. I've asked Yucko to be on a million times. I had a 3-year conversation with his manager because now he's a big Netflix star. He does like a bunch of animation stuff, and he's now. So I was kind of working around because I didn't want them to know that I was doing Stern stuff, and I think they found out that it was going to be a very Stern centric interview and talk about his past. He's not there to talk about the past, as McGwire is not. So. Yucko, I believe, is no longer in the running to be on this program, but I'll continue to try. His manager has not contacted me back in the past years, especially since Yucko has been calling. I heard him on the show a couple months, about a year ago. Yucko called the show. Thank you for the amazing content. Al, I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. I'm not reading the rest of these, I don't think. I don't want to read what Super Catan is Rena saying, but I'm going to go ahead and say, man, I don't want to say goodbye. I like that people are here and they're still interacting. We still have people joining, people coming in. Lance says, great job. Thank you, Lance. I do think I'm going to go ahead and close it down, though. Can I tell you a quick Matt Dillon story? Now, is this Artie? Is that what we're doing? Well, I can't remember what that is. Why hasn't Stern said anything about Israel? He has. He talks about it all the time. Real quick. What is that? What is that from? I know what that's from, but why don't I? I understand. Appreciate all your hard work. Have the best day. Thank you, Al. If Al's leaving, if Lance is leaving, I think I'm going to leave. I appreciate y'all coming again. If you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the notifications. Make sure you know when I'm coming on. Hit the super chats. Come on in and give me a super chat and a super thanks. Become a member. All that stuff, all in the description. Go in there and see what I've got going on. But I really enjoyed this. I appreciate everybody coming in. And we'll do this again this week sometime. And maybe I'll have some more baseball cards. And we'll talk some sports. And we'll just have some fun. Big fun. Thank you for joining. See you next time. Bye. Bye, everybody.